Good evening. My name is Joseph Clennert, and this persuasive speech is going to be my last-ditch effort to see if I can get any sort of partial credit for the previous special occasion speech. Now, I know that the biggest opposition for me not receiving any credit is that it states specifically in the syllabus that no late work is going to receive any credit at all. And if there is going to be work that is to be late, that there needs to be an accommodation that is made prior to. I do understand that, and I can see why me getting a 0 for that speech can be justified basing it off of the syllabus. The reasons why I feel that I should be given at least partial credit for that speech is because I wasn't trying to shirk the work at all. As a matter of fact, I actually thought that I had made the better decision of my two possible choices, and it turns out that I chose wrong. And if I need to get punished for choosing wrong, that's understandable, but I feel like I'm being punished for not doing the work, which isn't the case. When I did the water speech, admittedly, it wasn't as good of a product as it should have been, and it should have been a better quality speech and better work that I had turned into you. And when it came time to give the special occasion speech, I was in a very similar scenario. And I had thought to myself, what would be the better option here? Would it be better for me to submit another hurried speech and get the same review that I needed to put a little bit more time and preparation into it? Or should I take that time and put a little bit more time and preparation into it and turn it in 12 hours late? And I chose the latter of the two options, to turn it in 12 hours late. But unfortunately, instead of getting subpar grade for a not good speech on time, I got no credit for a slightly improved speech that was kind of delayed. And I do understand with how the syllabus states specifically that there need to be accommodations made prior to the work being submitted late. I do understand that. It's difficult, I guess, to stomach, because it's not like I was trying to shirk the work being done at all. I did it. I actually wanted to just do it better than what it was going to be if I submitted it before the deadline. And unfortunately, that one grade is making a very large impact on my overall grade for the class. And I know that another justification for not giving me any credit could be to say that, well, the overall work for the class just wasn't great, and you could probably see that it dropped off some from the beginning of the semester as well too. And again, my explanation for that would be I just bit off way more than I could chew for this semester, and I know that a mistake on my end doesn't create an emergency on your part, but that was one of the things that played into me pushing things right up to the deadline and ultimately thinking it would be a smarter decision to submit the assignment in late. I actually had thought it was a different class that the syllabus stated I couldn't turn the work in late. And I know that that's not any reasonable excuse either, that I mixed the syllabi up, but that's unfortunately where I sit right now. As I've stated in my speeches prior, I'm a disabled veteran, and this is the first semester that I'm trying to come back to classes. My wife had just had a baby, and she's the one that's able to work in our house. So I just feel like she does way too much in our home. She takes care of this kid. She goes out and goes to work and is the one that makes us money. And I thought that doing my part, I guess, would be trying to finally pick myself up and use my GI Bill and start pushing forward on a path. And I wanted, I guess, to match what she was doing in the relationship. And so I tried to maximize the GI Bill, and I took 6 courses this semester instead of the 4 that I need to get full credit for the GI Bill, because I wanted to be motivated and I wanted to match what she was doing. But unfortunately, that was just too much of a workload for me to be able to sustain for the semester. I fell behind in 2 classes to start the semester, And I reached out to those professors, and thankfully they allowed me to turn my work in late periodically throughout the semester at a reduced credit rate. And that helped me stay afloat in those classes, and I thankfully didn't drop them and was able to pass. But that is one of the reasons why this one speech was late. These two professors, I felt